Okay, so it's 2:20ish in the morning of, I guess technically Tuesday, May 3rd, but it still feels like Monday, May 2nd to me since I haven't gone to bed yet. I was gonna wait to do this video because at this point in the day, my hair looks like crap, my makeup's all gone, and I just don't look A+, but I didn't really feel like waiting anymore to make it, so just wanted to announce that on Saturday, April 30th, 2016, Zach proposed, and we are now engaged officially. I mean, everyone knew that was happening eventually, but it's here now. And I was so surprised, and I'm so excited, and it was great. So I figured I'd tell the story, how it happened, how I met your mother. Just kidding. So I worked 11 to 4, and Zach during my 15-minute break, he was like, or on my way to school or work or something, is like, oh, we should, like, after work, we should go out to dinner and maybe we can go for a walk, which isn't like super abnormal. Like, we go on walks sometimes. Not. I'm like, oh, okay, and it was nice out, like cloudy but not too cold, so it was fine. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds fun. When I was actually at work, when I got there, my boss was like, oh, do you want to work any extra hours? We have extra hours. And I seriously considered it, but I'm like, nah, I'd rather eat dinner with Zach. So it's a good thing that I didn't say yes to working a full shift. Sorry, 2 in the morning. So anywho, after work, I go to my house and he drives over or something, and I'm like, oh, I want to fix my makeup because I had put on like mascara and eyeshadow, but I didn't like put foundation or anything, so, or blush. So I'm like, I'd like to fix up a little bit. And so I'm getting ready for that, and then I'm like, oh, do you want to like walk around like my block, which we've done before? He's like, oh no, we're gonna eat at Gettysburg, so we might as well do it there because there's all those battlefields. And I suggested Friendly's for dinner because I'm like, oh, they have like this, you get like 3 appetizers as like a meal, and it's like $10. I'm like, that's cheap, and we're college kids, so I'm like, oh yeah, Friendly's, we can just walk around the battlefields or something and then go to Friendly's. So we're driving over and it's all fine and dandy. I did think it was weird because he wouldn't hold my hand while we're driving. Usually, like, he drives with his left hand, and with his right hand, unless he needs it to drive, but usually it's not like needed. He'll hold my left hand and his right hand. But he was driving with his right hand, and he had his left hand, like, in his lap, and I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, whatever. That was really the only weird thing. He didn't talk super much, but I didn't really notice any difference until after, and I was, like, reviewing. And so we get to this, I notice he's going off, I'm like, oh, are we going to Sachs Bridge? And he's like, yeah. And it's where we had one of our first dates. I'm like, oh, this is cool, we haven't been here in a while. Last time we had gone was that time, and it was like 4 years ago. So we get out, we park, and we walk down this trail. It's on the side of Sachs Bridge, and we're walking along the stream and just talking and joking around and stuff. And then he stops by this stream and he starts like skipping rocks, and so I follow suit. And I was skipping rocks, and then after a little bit of that, and joking around and talking and stuff, he just turns me towards him, and he kisses me. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. And then he just drops to his one knee, and I was not expecting it. So I was like, because I had my hands around his waist when we were kissing, and when he dropped down, like, my hands were just hanging in midair. And he asked, will you marry me? And I don't even think he got the full sentence out before I screamed, like, yes, like, and so I screamed, like, yes, and then I glanced down at the ring for, like, a second, but then I looked back up at him, and I, like, lunged to kiss him, and he has to sort of, like, back up and start standing up so I don't totally topple him over on the rocks, and the ring probably would have ended up in the rocks. Yeah, I'm just, like, kissing him and going, like, just laughing, like, out of shock, I guess, and I'm kissing him, and going like, oh my god, like, over and over, and finally, like my lipstick's like all over his mouth. And on his chin, I was like blindly kissing him. And he's like, so do you want to put on the ring? And I'm like, oh, duh, the ring. Like I totally forgot about that thing. I was so excited. So I put it on, I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. And then I go back to like kissing him, and I'm like laughing, and he sort of like picks me up a little bit, and I'm like dangling my feet, and it was just so great. And then he like turns around, and I see his sister and her friend like pop up from across the river. It's not that big of a river, but across the river. They pop out from behind these bushes and like, hey! And apparently they were over there taking pictures. His sister Liz was taking pictures on her camera. Our friend, his name is Kobe, she took some pictures with her phone, and then she also took a little video of after the proposal of me going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah. So that was it, and then they climbed this like log to get to the stream, to the other side of the river, and they'd like climb it back, and they got kind of wet, and they're cold, and they're there for like an hour sitting there waiting for us to get there. It felt kind of bad, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion, because I like having the pictures and the video, and yeah, it was great. And then we're talking and laughing, and I was like, well, maybe, Zach, we should probably go somewhere nicer than that cheap place now that we're not just going out to eat anywhere, we're like celebrating our engagement. So I was like, yeah, probably. So I went to like a nicer restaurant, a steakhouse, and it was just so great. I just kept like nudging him, and we were smiling and like giggling, and when we sat down at the table, I was just like, because the light was like yellowish and it hit the ring in a certain way, and I was like watching it like sparkle in the light, and yeah, it was great. I'm having trouble telling people, like, we were so good. I was so tempted to start like texting everyone, but I had to tell my parents, and I wanted to tell them in person, so we had to sit through dinner, and then not me telling any of my friends or anything. And then I got home, and my dad's in the living room playing Xbox. I'm like, so where's everybody? And he's like, oh, we're all different rooms. Mom's upstairs, brother's in the basement. So I go, I'm like, hey, Mom, come down here. And she comes like walking down the hallway, and I just go, how are you doing? Like all up in her face. Ooh. And she's just like looks at it, and she's like, what does this mean? What's this? Does it mean you're engaged? I'm like, yeah, it means I'm engaged. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she's like tearing up. My dad pauses his game, and he comes up, and he hugs me, and he gives Zach a handshake, and he's like, congrats, and on. And I told them how it happened, and they seemed kind of shocked, and my dad like opens the basement door, and was like, hey, Alan, come here, your sister has something to tell you. So he comes up, and I do the same thing. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, oh, what's that? Oh, like for a second he's like, oh, it's just a ring, I don't care. And then he's like, oh wait, it's one of those rings. I feel like it took him a while, because like this ring that Zach got me 2 years ago went on that finger, so they probably assumed it was another thing like that, but no. So after we talked for a little while and stuff, and then they ended up having to leave because of something. Oh, they were going to a movie. They were going to see Jungle Book in theaters, and they're like, oh, we hate to leave you, but the movie starts kind of soon. I'm like, it's fine. We have to go tell Zach's parents. I mean, they already knew, because one, Zach had to have his dad co-sign on a thing so he can get the ring, and two, it was in their room, so when Zach grabbed it from the room, they kind of figured. They're kind of like, oh, what do you do with that? And he's like, I'm gonna go do the thing now. I'm like, oh, okay. So then we went over to his house and showed them the ring and told them how it happened. And in the middle of that, my best friend, because I texted, that's another thing I did before I went to Zach's house, is I called my grandma, Flavia, I called my aunt and uncle, I tried calling my sister, but she was in a movie, so I texted my best friends, and so yeah, I just got all that kind of stuff out of the way. And then in his house, I was talking to his family, and his mom already started sort of talking to me about like planning stuff. She's talking about flowers mostly. She asked where it'd be, just general idea, stuff like that. And yes, pretty great. We ended up calling my sister eventually, like late, and she's like, "Oh my god, like what?" Turned out she had gone out with her mom for an early Mother's Day, and the next day, it was Sunday, and it's a week before Mother's Day, but Zach's mom doesn't works on Mother's Day, so couldn't do anything. And so I went over there and then took a few like post engagement pictures because we just totally didn't think about it Saturday. We were just so like shocked and talking to people, and we didn't think about taking any pictures together after he proposed to me. So we did that the next day. When I went over there for Mother's Day. Then I got my nails done because my nails had not been done. I had gotten my nails taken off like sometime in March, I think. And they just look like nubs. So I'm like, oh, I'll get a French manicure. My first one. Looks pretty good with the bling. So yeah, that was Sunday, then things got put on Facebook. My relationship status was changed, and basically all of Sunday and some of Monday has been replying to people who've been posting on Facebook. But definitely don't mind. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be 2 years. Because I graduate, not this coming May. Well, this is May. It's May now. I don't graduate this month. I graduate next May, 2017, and he graduates May 2018. So probably first couple weeks of June of 2018 is when we'll get married. So it's long enough that it's not so rushed and I have to really worry about deadlines right now. I can sort of take planning kind of slower, but it's not so long that it's like pointless. Like I feel like at some point it's like, why be engaged when you can be dating? Like, but for a certain amount of years. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nice, and I'm excited.